Hi everyone. So we are going to discuss EtherChannel configuration today. So in our previous video, we discussed in detail that what actually EtherChannel is. So single line repetition for that EtherChannel combines multiple cables or multiple ports together. So for example, in this case, we have this switch 1 and switch 3. There are multiple cables in between them. And EtherChannel actually combines these multiple cables, and this provides us a single logical interface. And then single logical interface can be used to carry data frames from one switch to another. Yeah. So today we have to discuss the configurations. So 3 different ways to configure EtherChannel on a switch we are going to discuss today. The first one is static. In static, actually, we statically configure EtherChannel. We manually configure EtherChannel. So what we do, we select some of the ports and combine them and make them group of a single EtherChannel, but we do this thing statically. Then we have 2 other methods, PAgP and Lacp. So that is port aggregation protocol. The first one is port aggregation protocol, and the second one is link aggregation protocol. The first PAgP is actually Cisco proprietary protocol. So this is a property of the Cisco. And the second one is the open standard, that is LACP, given by IEEE 802.3 AD standard. So this is how we know it, given by IEEE. So these 2 protocols actually negotiate. So if you are using these protocols between 2 switches, so this one switch, this may be second switch. If we using these between these 2 switches, then with these 2 protocols, actually they will negotiate between 2 switches that which ports are going to be the member of EtherChannel. So instead of setting it in statically, these protocols actually negotiate. So they do it dynamically. Therefore, they are also known as dynamic protocols here. Okay. There may be multiple differences in between these 2 protocols, but for us, the main point is that the first Cisco proprietary protocol supports 8 links. It means we can combine 8 ports together to make a single EtherChannel, whereas in this protocol LACP, we have 16 links, possible links, which can be combined to make a single EtherChannel. Now to configure the EtherChannel between these 2 switches, for example here, between these 2 switches, using a static method, we have a command. So this is the command. So to configure the EtherChannel, first we need to go to that specific ports or specific interfaces like this. First we need to go there. So once we are in this interface mode, we can use this command, that is channel group, and then there's a channel group number. So there's a limited range. We can select any number from them. So 1, 2, 3. So channel group and channel group number, I have select 1. You may select 2 or 3. And then this mode and this on keyword. So this on keyword shows that we are actually configuring EtherChannel on this switch statically. So this on shows that we are statically configuring the EtherChannel. So first we need to go to that particular interface and then use this command. Okay. Exactly in the same way, on the opposite switch, we also have to use the same command, but here we can use any other channel group number. So we can change this number. So for the local switch, this number should be same. For the opposite switch, this number can be different. Okay. So this is how we can configure statically. Now, to configure the dynamic protocol, say for example the PAgP, then again first we need to go to those particular interfaces. Once we are those in interfaces mode, then we can use this command same, the channel group, and we can select any number, mode, and in this mode actually we have 2 options when we are configuring it dynamically. One is desirable and second one is auto. Now you can see here, there is no indication that we are using this protocol to configure the switches. So actually these two words, the desirable and auto keywords, implies that protocol being used for EtherChannel is this. So we have to identify from these words that at this moment we are going to configure this protocol on the switches. And this desirable and auto means if we configure like channel group 1 mode desirable on this switch, it means this switch has to start the negotiation. This switch has to be the initiator of the negotiation, because we are selecting it dynamic. In any one of the switch can start the negotiation, but at least one switch should start a negotiation and other can wait. So if we select channel group 1 mode desirable on this switch, it means this will start the negotiation. And if we select auto, then in that case this switch has not to start the negotiation, but the switch has to wait for this other switch to start the negotiation. Clear? So same like here, we have, but we can select any one of them. Either we can use desirable or auto. Okay, but from these two switches, at least one of the switch should be in the desirable mode, because at least one switch should start the negotiation, and other switch may wait for the next switch to start the negotiation. Okay, so one of the switch should be desirable and one of the switch may be in auto. So both of them can also be in desirable mode, but both of them cannot be in auto, because in that case both of the switches will be waiting and there will not be any switch to start the negotiation. Okay. And for this LACP, we have the same command, only here this is the difference. So in the mode, we have active mode and passive mode. So active mode is exactly same like desirable mode. So if on this switch, if you want to use this protocol, then we have to use these two keywords. And active means if we are going to select active mode on this switch, so active indicates that this switch has to start the negotiation process. And from these words, so active and passive keywords actually imply that protocol being used for EtherChannel is LACP, because there is no indication of LACP in this sentence or in this command. Only these words are the hints. Okay. So in the same way, in these two switches, one of the switch should be configured as active. Okay, but both of them cannot be passive. Both of them can be active. So these are the basic commands to configure EtherChannel on the switches. But in addition to that, some important point that in EtherChannel, all the ports which are becoming the member of the EtherChannel, they should all have the same settings, like the duplex setting, speed setting, access or trunk or VLAN. So these all things should be same in all the ports which are going to be the member of a single EtherChannel. So with this condition, with this background, we are going to move to packet tracer to see it working.